Is Interspecies Reviewers Ecstasy Days worth your time? Join me and find out.
That man and his manga.
Hello and welcome to That Man. This is a light novel related thing, that's right. This is a light novel spin-off to Interspecies Reviewers. Now, if you've been living under a rock, Interspecies Reviewers is the second highest rated title on my anime list, or at least it was at one point. It is about a bunch of adventurers, Stunk, Zell and Krim, as they go crotch first into the world of succubus brothels. That's right. I was trying to think of a way to ease this into YouTube, make it easy, something easy to talk about, and then I thought, you know what? Fuck it. This is going to get demonetized, so I might as well go full blown. Just like in Interspecies Reviewers. So, Interspecies Reviewers is one of many very erotic light novels that I've been reading over the last few months. It started with that hentai one I read a few months ago, in fact it might have been nearly a year ago, and then went on to titles such as Monster Girl Doctor. Interspecies Reviewers Ecstasy Days, however, well, it managed to go one step further. In fact, probably one step further than the manga itself. The manga itself was also something that was, let's face it, a little bit risky. The anime, being too hot for Funimation, even brought that up a notch. But the light novel manages to take the biscuit, so it would seem. And yeah, I was quite surprised when I read it. I was expecting it to be kind of like the manga, where it would just kind of skirt around those like sexual puff scenes. But no, it has full-blown sex scenes in here, so if you want a sex scene manga, you're gonna get Sex the Manga with Interspecies Reviewers. So, Interspecies Reviewers builds upon the world built in the Interspecies Reviewers manga. This world, this fantasy world where beautiful monster girls open up succubus joints just to get a little bit more cash, and for the succubus themselves it gives you a nice little, well, gives them a little bit of energy to go about their daily tasks, I suppose. And this is no different. The whole idea is that these men go to these succubus joints and they have their puffs, and then they go back and write a review on it. And then I review that. That's so weird. But yeah, it's quite interesting the way it does it. Obviously, it builds up a purpose to have these sex scenes, as opposed to that hentai one I read a few months ago, where it was just kind of, they have sex for no apparent reason because they're just horny. Well, these characters are horny, but they've got a reason for it. They've got to write the reviews. The reviews, man! Much like a reviewer may play a game or review a manga or a light novel, these guys, they've got to go crotch first into everything they do. They've got to have the best and the worst. And Interspecies Reviewers Ecstasy Days has a multiple of short stories about this. That's right, it is a spin-off to the manga itself. However, it does cover some familiar ground, including the elf and the gender transformation sequences that were popular enough in the manga itself. These have been touched on and expanded on. We get to see the whole of the sex scene rather than just being kind of like 2 STDs later, and then being all, yeah, this is the review. The reviews are still in here. The characters have got to go, obviously, review the brothels after they've done it, and yeah, the whole star rating out of 10 rating is well and truly back. And it is one of the few niggles I had with this, and that's just the way it's been edited, is that you can be halfway through a chapter, or you can be a few pages before the end, and then this page will just come up with these reviews, and then you'll turn the page after that, and then I'll continue the story. Sometimes even mid-sentence, and I kind of feel, yeah, they could have pushed that a little bit further back, but I'm not going to complain too much. The content in Interspecies Reviewers Ecstasy Days is absolutely fantastic. If you're a fan of the anime, if you're a fan of the manga, you're going to get a lot of great content here, including a basilisk succubus joint and a cuckold succubus joint. The stories are pretty much standalone, however there is an ongoing theme of them trying to find a time-travelling succubus joint. Yeah, these succubus joints, they're getting a little bit more creative. Honestly, I had a really good time with Interspecies Reviewers Ecstasy Days. I went in expecting it to be pretty much the same as Interspecies Reviewers the manga, except it was even more porny. That's right, is porny a word? Porny is now a word, yeah. So like I said, you're going to get a lot more descriptive stuff. You're going to get the whole of the puff done rather than just the whole, oh, this is what happened, but we're not going to let you see it. And the artwork in this is absolutely amazing as well. In fact, I would say the artwork is better in this than it is in the actual main series. The girls introduced are absolutely beautiful, beautifully and sexy, as you would expect from an Interspecies Reviewers series, a spin-off. And honestly, I was really surprised at how well it was. Interspecies Reviewers Ecstasy Days has been brought to us by Yen Press, and I would 100% recommend checking it out if you like Interspecies Reviewers. It's out as a light novel. It's not going to take you much long to get through. It took me about a few hours. It was actually a very, very light read, and it's volume 1, so we're going to have more of this come eventually. More to come. Ah, the sex puns, good old ones. But yeah, I would really recommend it. It's one of those titles I was thinking, how bad could it be? And it actually be genuinely really good in terms of an ecchi, hentai, porny light novel. I've certainly read worse. And I would really recommend it if you really want another Interspecies Reviewers title. Yen Press have the license. I would recommend going checking it out. It's available where all good bookstores are selling it. All of the good ones. So, you know, Bookwalker's got it. In fact, Amazon have it. So get it before they ban it.